Do I feel kind of under the weather today? AB must have sent it all the way over from Nashville, Tennessee. But we are here, we are grinding, and we are grinding because of you. Welcome into your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. We like to call it Driving the Line. You can call it hashtag DTL. Now, we're here every single day live on the weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time and on demand on the weekends anytime up to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. The easiest thing to do, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and share the show with everybody. Now, I told you yesterday that we would have a bounce-back day with the man from the Dirty. And that's exactly what we had. 4-2 last night. All of you are interacting on Twitter. It was beautiful to see. I had a 1-2-1 night. Tyrese Maxey decides last night was not going to be his game. But what a game and what a series that was. Congratulations to the Knicks as they are moving on. As I mentioned, AB still under the weather today. If you guys don't mind, can you write into the chat? Get well, AB. He hates missing the show. But damn it, we're not going to kill anybody to get up and do an early morning show. But he was still able to do the graphics and stuff. So still contributing, just not feeling very good at all. But you guys at home, you picked a correct bet yesterday. You picked the Knicks. What are we going to do today? Can you guys make it 2 in a row? The Howie Schwab crew play of the day. Here are the choices. 2 NBA games tonight. They could be shutout games for the Cavs and for the Mavericks, but the Cavs are on the road. The Mavs are at home. Here are your 4 choices. Give us a vote, and we will reveal your selection at the end of the show. So much to talk about as we head into a busy weekend in every single sport. So without further ado, it's time for the picks. Ghost Head Fool says, AB should learn from Howie. I hope he sent his picks in. Well, I know this. He's going to be here for the weekend, college baseball. He'll never stop doing that. But that's what Howie was all about, making sure those picks got in for the crew. Speaking of the crew, I have the best crew in the game. Look at this. Even when one goes down, man, 3 come right back up. First and foremost, a bounce-back day for sure. The man from the Dirty. Charles, good morning.
Morning, Coach. Morning, crew. Yeah, as I said, I like yesterday's card. We were successful, so we put that one in the rear view. And what we're doing, moving straight forward to today, big weekend ahead. So best of luck to everyone, and let's cash some tickets.
You're damn right. Let's cash some tickets with the best beard in the game. We call him Soupy. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, crew. Thank you, Coach, for letting me back on after humiliating me the other time. But we'll see. We'll see if maybe we do another showdown at some point, and I'll make you give away some shirts to the crew.
See, Soupy, I wasn't even going to bring it up. Completely not my style.
You know, I'm not scared. I admit I lost.
I understand. I just wanted to be put on record that I, after winning a showdown handily, sweat-free, would never bring it up on the show that I taught you a lesson that there are hashtag levels. I would never do that. I just simply wouldn't do it. Now, the 4th member of the crew this morning, he is from Memphis, and the official mascot of the show has done it again. Explain yourself, DG.
Listen, so like literally 4 or 5 minutes before the show starts, all of a sudden I hear a crazy cat noise in my house. And so I think inside, in the living room, like we're not far away. And I'm thinking, all right, this is not good. Like, what's going on? And so I go in there and I see something in its mouth. He's running around, and it's bigger than normal. Okay, bigger than normal.
Okay.
I came in here, said, hey, I'll be right back. I go in there. I find out it's a smaller, maybe baby squirrel that caught. Yes. I was shocked.
A mouse, though, but it, in fact, was a squirrel.
It was a squirrel. Yeah.
Was said squirrel still alive?
No. Squirrel is over yonder.
Squirrel is over yonder. I didn't really think that story was going to take that dark turn, but alas, I'm the name your
Duke
mascot Duke. How do I forget Duke? Duke has certainly missed his 15 seconds. That's why he did it today. He knew that he'd get on the show by doing that.
Yep, he came right in here.
Stuff. That's next level kind of mascot stuff right there. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. All right, let's get right into it. This is where we do the picks on the show. Then here in a little bit, we will discuss 2 big topics. And the word today is disrespect. That's what we are facing today on DTL. But Charles, we're going to start with you, big boy, because on Fridays in the world of soccer, it's kind of like Mondays in NFL football. They'll have like one game in all the leagues, just kind of whet your appetite, but on the front end instead of the back end. Give me your 2 first picks today, sir.
Yeah, we're going to France's League One with Toulouse and Montpellier. We take a trip back to France today with 2 teams motivated for victories in the League One table. Toulouse is on the outside looking in towards their pursuit of another European qualification. The Violets find themselves 6 points back of the final spot in Europe and have had their struggles at home, only winning 3 of 15 matches and averaging 1.4 team goals. Montpellier, on the other hand, is attempting to secure their spot for another season in League One, and with 3 more points, they will remain in France's top flight league. Montpellier has been surging as of late, only losing once in their last 6. The visitors are also averaging 1.3 team goals on the road. These two teams tend to play up-tempo matches, and I expect Montpellier to start this match strong. So I'm going to go ahead and back them to net a first half goal. Montpellier first half team total over 0.5, which they have scored a first half goal in their last 2 visits to Toulouse. Next up, we're going to go with Lens and Lorient. We have 6th versus 17th in the standings. Lens matches have cashed the over 2.5 in 6 of their last 9, while their home matches average 2.6 total goals this season. Lorient matches have been high scoring as well, with 3 or more total goals being scored in 4 of their last 6. And their away matches average 3.1 total goals. So we'll go ahead and take the over 2.75. It may have even moved to the over 3. It's moving as we speak. So I would even recommend the over 3 in this one as well, if that's all you can get, which they have. The over 2.75 or 2.5 is cashed in 5 of their last 7 meetings as well.
Hey, DG and Soupy, do you guys remember the production meeting we had not that long ago where I said keep the take snappy? Do you guys remember that meeting that we had?
Yeah.
You get to go back to back.
Yeah. I almost felt like it didn't even happen. It didn't even happen there. All right. And by the way, in the chat, can you please type in showing off if you also agree that the fact he said Montpellier 8,000 times was just him showing off with that accent to make it sound cool. And Lens and Lorient showing off if you think Charles was just showing off into the chat right now. Now, so arrogant these days. So arrogant. Well, DG knows what that's all about. I have to turn off my timeline right now between you and Big Cheesy having your little fun on social media. But that's okay. Everybody needs a buddy. Everybody needs a friend. DG, I'm staring at a watch parlay that, quite frankly, I'm starting to kind of fall in love with. And then you also have a little Derek Lively play that, quite honestly, I didn't see. Explain both, please.
Yeah, we're going to go a little bit of Charles here. We're going to go Derek Lively, right? And, we'll play on it. But over 13.5 points and rebounds. And the reason I went with a combo play is because if he's not scoring, he's rebounding. He's very much a pivotal piece to this series because he is kind of the X factor in a sense, and his minutes continue to rise and they continue to go up. And I think that he is going to be dependent on, hard to say for me, but I think that you're going to cash here, and he's cashed in the last 4 games. We're going to go over 13.5 points and rebounds at -115 with Derek Lively. And then we're going to go with the walks parlay, which is now coach's favorite at +127. And that is Brady Singer and Patrick Corbin. Both guys have went 4 of 6 on the season so far. I have them both projected at over 2.5. But also Texas against Singer ranks 13th against right-handed pitching. And if you look at Patrick Corbin, who is a mainstay, Washington ranks 8th in the season. In the last 15 days, they are now 5th against left-handed pitching. So get both of these guys at 2+ walks at 127.
Damn. I hate to give credit where credit is due, but I will ask all of you at home one single solitary question. After that take, do you want to do the work? I didn't think so.
This was Lively.
Right there.
Lively.
Oh, my God. He's out of control. He's absolutely out of control. All right, I'm going to do 3 picks real quick. How about saying that 3 times? All right, we're going to stay in baseball. I love the Dodgers money line. A big weekend series with the Braves. This is the only time that I may throw numbers out the window because the Dodgers, great team. You never get them at minus 115. We do this weekend because of who they're playing. The Braves have not been playing good football or baseball at home even. So they're going on the road. I'm going to jump on the Dodgers tonight. Then round two plays they tee out this afternoon. Do not get shut out. Jason Day, he had a great start yesterday, shot a -5. That continues today. Tom Hoagie did not hit it well at all. So I love this price at -130. Then Mackenzie Hughes, he's one of my pre-tournament favorites, did not have a good day on Thursday. Normally that means a bounce back on Friday. Keith Mitchell shot a 500. I think that levels out today. I love both of these plays. All right, Soupy, let me come over to you, big boy, because you're attacking the NHL. You are attacking the NBA. 2 big games tonight. And if even one of them is as good as the Knicks and Sixers last night, man, I'm here for it on a Friday night. You're up, sir.
I'm hoping too. So let's start with the hockey. I'm going with the Vancouver Canucks and the Nashville Predators. There hasn't been too many trends in these games, except it's been very low scoring for the most part. Preds are only averaging 24.4 shots. Canucks just 18.4. Vancouver leads in expected goals per 60. I like Artur Silvos and UC Saros have been playing very well in this series. So give me the under 5.5. Luka Doncic, he's been very good. I'm just going to say I'm a Clippers fan, so it's unfortunate to see Luka always just beat up on the Clippers in the playoffs. I think he's going to have another great game, and unfortunately, I think he's going to probably close it out. And then Paolo Banchero, might not be any Jared Allen tonight. What Banchero needs to do is he needs to get into the paint. He only went 7 for 12. Sorry, he only shot 7 times in the paint out of his 24 shots in Game 5. He needs to get in the paint more without Jared Allen there. So I think he needs to do that. But I think he still even went over 39 points in the last game. And Justin Turner, well, it's our favorite day. It's Patrick Corbin fade day. Batting 381 against Patrick Corbin, 619 slugging, only a 12.5 K rate. So I think he could easily get the over 2.5 home runs, and RBIs.
I always forget that Justin Turner no longer plays for the LA Dodgers. Yep. In my head, he's always going to be a Dodger. A couple of housekeeping items. Shout out to Big J Parlay, newest premium member. Thank you for that. Crew exclusive. It's just going to keep growing. If you're not a member of the crew, join today. Come on. It's the cool kids. Now, shout out to Dave in the chat because some of you are just getting out of control. Listening to Charles pronounce words like Montpellier and Lorient never gets old. Maybe not to you, Dave, but try putting a show together and not knowing where you're going or what country you're going to be coming out of or going to or capping with. Do you see my pain? What did that even mean? Now, Soupy, I'm in lockstep with you, big boy. Because I think tonight, now that Kawhi Leonard has been ruled out, I think that the Clippers are kind of like the Bucks. They were just like a sitting duck last night. You knew, maybe Damian Lillard will come back. Maybe he'll have a good first half, which he did, 19 in the first half. But then conditioning, the injury, they get blown out by 30, and the Bucks are going home. Real quick, coming off that, I heard Doc Rivers say, I can't wait to get back. I played college basketball here. I'm committed to the Bucks. Doc, we don't care because you shouldn't be out in the first half. What did you make last night of the Bucks' very quiet exit and the Knicks getting it done on the road?
I mean, what is new for Doc Rivers in the playoffs? He has lived off the Celtics. He's lived off that Celtics championship throughout his entire career. I think it's absurd. Like, he has one of the worst winning percentages in elimination games, faced an elimination game and lost right off the bat. So for me, it's just, do they want him back? Probably. But should he be back? I don't know. And for the Knicks, that was a great game last night. I watched the second half. It was as exciting as anything. And they tried to, the Philadelphia tried to not get Knicks fans in there, but they were as lively as Philadelphia fans were. Yep. It was an incredible game to watch. I had so much fun. Knicks, I think they are definitely at least an Eastern Conference Finals potential winning team.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that last week. I'm coming to you, DG, because you do an NBA postgame there in Memphis, and I kind of feel like there's a changing of the guard in the NBA. Durant's out, Curry's out, LeBron's out, and now you got the Bucks, who had 2 of the top 5 players in the NBA sidelined with injury. They are now out. What did you make of last night? Excuse me. What did you make of last night?
Yeah, so with last night, you're looking at a coach, but also a team in the Bucks who have all the excuses. And listen, and that's what they're going to pin the entire end of the year on is the excuses. And unfortunately, that's what we're going to hear. And that's not exciting at all. But you got to know that they're going to bring Doc back, unfortunately, because he'll have the excuses. But I do want to talk about the other game that's happening tonight against the Clippers.
Yes.
Like we saw a really bad James Harden last game. But I think tonight you could have a guy that actually steps up finally because he's going against a team that he's very familiar with, but also he's played well against in the past. I just think that this game is going to 7, and I'm not going to put any money on this. I want to sit back and watch because I'm a fan, but I just see tonight you go into the opponent's arena and you just steal a win. I think that the Clippers tonight can. I think James on the back of James Harden. I think he gets hot and they win the game.
Charles, did you just feel that?
All
Did you feel that, Charles?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
What was the one word I said at the top of the show that was kind of the basis for our show today? Do you remember that, Charles?
Lively.
Lovely. Lovely.
I said the word was disrespect, not lively. That was not the word this show is based off of. Disrespect. And DG gives great analysis. Smile on his face. Everybody's loving him in the chat. Give me more DG. And low key, taking a shot at your boy. Because I just gave out the Mavericks -7.5. And he says it's going to go 7. Well, let's put your money where your mouth is, big boy. Let's throw the points out the window and let's do this. Because I already taught Soupy a lesson this week, and Soupy rewarded somebody at home with a piece of merch. How about we reward somebody else? If the Clippers win on the court tonight, I will send out a piece of merch to a winner that tunes in on Monday. If the Mavericks win, you, sir, will send out a piece of merch to some lucky member of the chat. Because if you're going to give me analysis like that, I need you to back it up. Are you in or are you out?
I know there's no music, but Coach, you can play it. I'm in.
And by the way, we're working on music. We'll have it very, very, very soon. So imagine the music in the background with my hands up. If you're listening on the audio side, Spotify, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Lively. Charles, what are you doing? All right. Everybody stays today. Disrespect is a word of the day, and educate and entertain.
Coach, I hate to break up your flow, but we still have to go to Germany if you don't mind. I'll make this one swift.
Yes,
as
Charles,
I was saying, Hoffenheim welcomes Leipzig today. The lines makers project at least 4 goals between these two teams. And I also see the first half also having at least 2 goals, with Hoffenheim having scored 13 first half goals and 15 home fixtures, and Leipzig with 12 first half goals and 15 away matches. So we'll go ahead and back the over 1.5 first half goals.
The finger up in the air was also disrespectful. The
My
word
apologies,
resonates,
Coach.
and Soupy and DG are over there laughing like 2 kids in 3rd grade. Jared says Charles is taking. Stop it, Jared. Do not egg this on. I'm trying to produce and host a show, award-winning, and I got to deal with this. Kevin says, wouldn't a night drinking with Charles be the stuff songs are written about? Perhaps. Pat says, come on, Coach. Charles is now keeping the train on said track. Stop it. The nonsense in the chat. Nonsense, I say. Charles, are you okay with us now going to educate and entertain?
Absolutely, Coach. You can proceed.
Oh, and look who's best friends now. So, DG and Soupy, let me bring you up to speed real quick. All right, there was a man named Carl Brutus, or as they say in the old days, Carl Brutai. And he won a showdown against Charles the other day and has 2 pieces of merch on his way very, very shortly. So they were on opposite sides of the fence. And now Carl says, no apologies needed, Charles. Good picks. So DG, just like you have a new best friend from the chat, so does Charles. Everybody making friends but myself. DG, how does this happen? And how can I stop it from happening again?
Coach, like, look at us. Like, everybody, sees a friendly face, and some just don't have a friendly face.
Why would you take a shot at Soupy like that right in the middle of the show? All right. Now, sometimes we like to have a theme of the show. Today's theme is disrespect. And I got 2 examples that we're going to tackle right here on Educate and Entertain. Now, you guys all know I love me some Deion Sanders, some prime time. But when a Power 5 coach gets to a point where he's more known for social media than actually coaching, let's go 4-8 last year, and the bloom is certainly off the rose. Well, some of his players came out who have left, and more than half of the players left right away into the portal. Here's some of the quotes that have been floating around social media surrounding Deion and now his son, who believes he's the number 1 quarterback to come out into the draft. Look at this. I was actually getting next, like tears coming to my eyes because, bro, you never even had to get to know me. And I can't read because my eyes are so bad, but you guys read the quotes on there. These are about former players saying that he never got to know them on the level, but he loves to come out and says, I'm here to make men. I'm here to make men, and I don't care about football and all those types of things. There you see Deion Sanders and the retort. So, DG, let me start with you, because right now I think Deion is starting to realize that all those rappers, all those celebrities, all those people, College Game Day, they all came until you go 4-8, and now all these players are piling on in the month of May. Is this a bad look for the players that left or for Deion?
It's got to be a bad look for Deion. We're talking about a guy who he's prime time, like he's prime, like he was the cool thing, and unfortunately, he's kind of put his foot in his mouth a little bit. And as you know, being a parent, sometimes you kind of get too involved and you become a little bit too much on the forefront. Honestly, he needs to just be a coach, take a step back. I wouldn't say that, hey, Shedeur needs to go under another coach at another program. I'm not saying all that, because he can still be a good coach, still set his kid up for success. The problem is he's too much into the forefront of being the talking, the mouth a little bit. And so I wish he would kind of shut up a little bit and move back and let his kid, do the talking if he wants to do that, because then you can write off to, what, he's young, he's dumb. But unfortunately, Prime is just kind of right there, and he's just kind of making himself and his kid look bad right now.
That's a good take, because I think when he got there, he needed to be that face out front. Colorado was awful. Coach Phil, who's a part of the family, he coached there, and it was awful. They didn't have any NIL money to speak of. They were just a bad Pac-12 program. But Soupy, now we're a year in. Now he's got to not only prove it on the field, but now it just sounds like talking when you don't have the players to back it up. And then all of a sudden it looks like you're touting your son and focused on being the number 1 pick in the draft instead of focused on being the quarterback for the Colorado Buffaloes, because he's making $5 to $10 million in NIL money. It's like he's a first-round pick already. Your take on this look?
It just isn't a good look. There's the difference between when you play at Jackson State, you're a non-Power 5, and you're beating up on these other teams, and then you move that entire team to a Power 5 where everybody's a 5-star recruit, everybody's a potential NFL draft pick. There's a big change, and especially at how great the Pac-12 was last year. Now they're moving to the Big 12. It's just not a good look for anybody. Can you now, Deion, walk into a potential 17-year-old kid's living room and say, hey, I care about you. I want you to come to Colorado and play for me. This is just a bad look. This is going to be a bad look for recruiting now. And as you said, there was no NIL money. Guess what? Every school has NIL money, and they're going to go to wherever the money goes. But also they do want to play in a great environment, and now Deion is showing that he doesn't have that. And the record shows for itself too. They went 4-8, and they went 1-8 in the conference, and now you're moving to another conference that Defiantly might be even better. So it's just not a good look at all for Colorado, and we're going to have to see what happens in the next couple of years with that program.
And maybe he's trying to deflect a little bit away from the fact that they severely underperformed, Charles, when it came to getting into Pac-12 play. And if you're a recruit at home a year ago, it was, man, everybody wants to go to Colorado because he cares about his players. Now these reports come out, and now you've got to defend yourself instead of selling the program. Your take, Charles.
Yeah, especially if you watch Bucky, shout out Bucky, Deion Jr. Well-off media, you'll see the favoritism. No disrespect, but you see the favoritism. So it's no surprise to me. I thought it myself just watching it, or other ones seeing this and thinking that as well. So it's no surprise to me at all.
All right, very, very good. Disrespect. Come on, Deion, be better. If they have another bad year and his son leaves, you mark my words, he's gone and he's going to the NFL, which I think is ultimately where he's going to end up anyway. Liddy, thank you very much. You guys, don't be lazy. I make it way too easy on you at home. Every time you come in, you click on that link, hit the like button on your way in. That way, we'd have the same amount of likes that we do of people watching the show. So please do that for us. It really helps us grow and easier to find for potential viewers and fans to come to what we're doing. That's how important the like button is. So please hit that for us. All right. Now, why did I just sell that on hitting the like button? Because we want people to come here and watch this show. I hate the word podcast. Podcast to me has negative annotations or whatever that word is. Because you show up when you want, you talk when you want, you drop it when you want. No, that's not what we do. We do a show here. We are a brand here. But there are other guys that do very popular podcasts, and apparently they'll go to any links to make sure that you are subscribing. This is Patrick Beverley. After he threw a ball at fans, after he was annoying for the entire series, and a young, well, I don't know if she's young, you don't see her face, a female reporter for ESPN minding her own business, doing nothing but holding a microphone and asking a question, and this is what Patrick Beverley did.
Here.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Before I finish.
Yeah.
You subscribe to my pod?
Do I subscribe to you? I do not.
So you can't interview me then. No
Okay,
disrespect.
Well, Jamal is here.
You subscribe? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Again, there were a couple times within a bucket or two. In previous games, y'all have been able to kind of get over that hump, or maybe.
Mic on my face, please. Yeah, thanks.
Was it anything they did in particular, or was it just one of those where the bucket didn't go down, there wasn't the stop, they made one? What kind of prevented that you all from being able to get over, kind of like you have in the past?
You'll move that mic, please, or just get out the circle, please, for me, please, ma'am. If you're not subscribed to my pod, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I've been doing this a minute. I was at ESPN for a decade. I've been on national TV for over 20 years, and I've never in my life seen something like that. And it's hard enough when you're in a locker room trying to do your job. It's hard enough when you're a female reporter in an NBA locker room trying to do their job, and then a little punk like this does that to that reporter. DG, let's start with you. You're in the NBA world. You're part of the Grizzlies post-game show. Can you ever imagine doing your job and having that happen to you? Your take?
No, it's like you say, the theme of the show is disrespect. This is the ultimate disrespect. I mean, we don't see the entire story, so I don't want to completely paint it to the point of, oh my God, like she did nothing wrong. I would assume she didn't, because there's been so many people on social media that's come out to back her, and honestly, they've only spoke highly, and usually you'll hear both sides, negative or positive, if they don't like somebody or they can see the other side. Patrick Beverley is a clown. He wants to do this because he wants to promote his show. He wants to make his show the most clickbait show there is. And that's what he is. He's getting older. I believe he's 35 or 36 now. And so he's aging. And obviously he's only got maybe a couple more years. He was on a $2 million contract this season. He might be able to make more after he's done if he can keep this kind of antics up. I just hate it because it's a bad look for the NBA, but it's also a bad look for the other reporters next to him. Like, why continue the interview when you see somebody treating somebody else like that? It doesn't make sense. Stand up for your fellow colleagues, but also stand up for yourself, your morals as a human. Like, we're all humans. We're all people. Treat people better.
Dave said every reporter in that circle should have walked away from him at that moment. That's a great idea, Dave. The problem is they are doing their jobs, and Now everything's digital, and they have bosses that they want good quotes. And if they go back and say, well, there's this reporter, he said to this, that the boss is going to say, I don't care, before they see this. It's a very, very difficult situation. You would like to think that they do, and part of the reason, Soupy, that Pat Beverley is doing this is because of the rise of these athletes podcasts. We're talking about the Kelsey brothers getting reportedly, 80 to 100 million for their podcast. Club Shay, Shannon Sharp. Did anybody know before Cat Williams that his podcast had been going for 4 years? It only takes one episode to completely blow up. And he said he made over $1 million for that interview from YouTube and the other places. So, Soupy, that's what this is all about. Pat is trying to secure the bag, as the kids say, before he's done playing. But this, to me, I don't care about the bag. I don't care about the money he's probably going to get from somebody. This is as bad as I've ever seen in a locker room. Your take?
Yeah, it's just a completely bad look. And this is nothing new to Patrick Beverley. Everybody knows, if you watch the NBA, this is just kind of the person that Patrick Beverley is. Everybody says, every teammate he's ever played for has always said, when he, you're his teammate, you like him. But when he's your opponent, you hate him. So this is what he wants. We're talking about it now. There's a ton of other outlets that are talking about it now. That clip has millions of views. So now, even if, people in the chat here are calling him a clown, people that are replying this are calling him a clown. But you know what they're going to do? They're going to be like, you know what? Let me just kind of check out this clown. Let me just peek into it. And Beverley is getting exactly what he wants. He's getting eyes. He needs something after his career is over. And it's unfortunate, but this is kind of how social media works. We like to look at the car accident. So it's just pretty much he's getting what he wants. We're going to watch now.
Well, Raving Derelict makes our point for us. He says, I literally don't know who this person is. And that's exactly the point he wants you to. And that's why he's doing this. Big Cheesy says, I don't think Pat Bev would have cared if they walked away. He would have liked it even more. Big Cheesy, you're probably right with that too. He loves to be on the other side. There was a guy I worked with at ESPN. I won't say his name, but I did First Take with him. And he literally told me, this person, before we did First Take together, I only did it with like 3 or 4 people. He says, I'm just going to say what the people hate because I just want to have those clicks and I want people to really hate me and I want to be the heel. I was a real life heel in the WWE. You can't create being a heel. Either you are or you aren't. But that's what this person did. Didn't even matter what he said. He said it's going to be opposite. So, Charles, that's kind of how Pat Beverley is. He wants to do opposite of what we think is good. So people say, man, I got to tune into this cat to see if he's going to be good. He's going to be bad. Your take?
Yeah, it's just like Soupy said, they got you talking, just kind of like De La Hoya did yesterday, selling that fight. He's got people talking about it. So I think that's probably a mission accomplished in his eyes. So he knows he's towards the end of his career. He might as well make a big chess move. We hadn't heard much from Beverley doing stunts like this. So, hey, he's got us talking.
Guzzle Money says, I don't think it's as bad as the internet is making it out to be. This is an overreaction. Guzzle Money, I don't think so. And I just don't think so. Soupy, quickly go.
Who has another very popular podcast that kind of people have some opinions about? Draymond Green.
Yeah. Oh, and he's always by himself, just talking into the camera. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't have to have a lot of production value like we here at DTL if you say things that will be like that. All right. If you miss it off the top of the show, don't even worry about it. We got fire picks today. We're going to have a great, great, great day at the brand. Also, we need to decide who's going to go the yard today. It is time for the whip around. All right, before we get to our picks, who's going to go the yard today? This is just kind of the fun part of the program. If you are just trying us out or you are new, can you predict who will go the yard today based off of wind, ballpark, opponent? There is a method to the madness. Here are our 5 choices. You can vote on the X. Go to Driving the Line. And if you want to write in somebody, you can write in there too. Judge, Olson, Otani, Arnado, Torkelson, Charles. Where are we going today, sir? Start us off.
I'll take Matty Olson plus 300 against your boy Stone. So I think we're going to see runs in this game. And I kind of have a lean. I know you like the Dodgers, but I can see the Braves hanging tough with them as well, putting up some runs. So Matty Olson plus 300.
I like the Dodgers, Charles.
I
like
know.
the Dodgers.
That's what I said.
I thought you said Soupy. I'm sorry. I want all your smoke. I don't want you to give it to Soupy. All right, Soupy, who's going to go to the yard today?
You know what? I do like the Dodgers. We've done this home run thing, and I've gotten Shohei Ohtani right, so I'm going to go with him again.
All right. Touting himself. Toot, toot. DG, who's going to go to the yard?
I'm going to stick to my Braves here and go Matt Olson plus 300. But, Coach, if I could go off the board just for 1 second, just to give a little insight, plus 600 in Oakland, Tyler Nevin. He's going against Ryan Weathers, I believe his name is, and for Miami. And the dude has given up 4 home runs. The only 4 he's given up to actually right-handed batters. The only home runs that Nevin has hit is from left-handed pitchers. He has been on fire lately, and so I might have him on a play in the Crew exclusive, but off the board. But I'm going to keep on the board here for Matt Olson plus 300.
And your boy is really trying to tweak me right now, DG. Your boy's really trying to tweak me right now. He says Braves team total over is the play. Oh, Big Cheesy, me and you. Get that big old fat smile off your face, DG. This is not funny, nor is it fun. This is war, I say, with the Braves and Dodgers today. All right, it's time for the whip around. We do every single pick in 10 seconds or less. 1 nugget on each pick. We call it the whip around. Charles, let's start with you, big boy.
Yeah, we got some French League One action. Toulouse, Montpellier. First half team total over 0.5. Next up, Lens, Lorient, over 2.75 full-time goals. Lastly, Bundesliga, Hoffenheim, Leipzig, over 1.5 first half goals.
Going to be a lot of goals scored in that one, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time today. DG, you're up.
Yeah, let's go. Derek Lively, over 13.5 points and rebounds, minus 115. Derek Lively has been playing well. His minutes are going up. Take the over on him. And then the 2 walks parlay, plus 127. Brady Singer, Patrick Corbin, almost said Baron Corbin. Patrick Corbin, both guys have projected to be 2.5. So I think both these guys get this today.
And Soupy, remind the good people at home, what is today?
Today is Patrick Corbin fade day. That's why I'm going Justin Turner over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And a half. It has been a very low-scoring series, so I think it's going to continue on that track. Luka Doncic over 43.5 points and assists. Whether or not they win and force a Game 7, or whether or not the Clippers win and force a Game 7, I think it's going to be another great game for Luka. And Paolo Banchero, he had 39 points in the last game. Again, no Jared Allen possibly, so I think it's going to be another great game for him, over 24.5 points.
And it's a shutout game for the Cavs. Banchero has to step up. He can't give it to anybody else. He has to be ultra aggressive. I love that play tonight. Just like last night, if you played Embiid, if you played Brunson, the stars showed up and went, around 40. When you get to Game 6, really lean in. Maybe not to the overs, which I cashed last night, but lean into the stars because they tend to step up, and I love that play. A couple of quick things before we get the hell out of here and proceed with our Friday. Liddy in the chat says maybe Cheesy versus Coach on the undercard of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Liddy, they are not in the business of putting squash matches on undercards for fights. And that's exactly what it would be. And you'd have DG over in the corner with the towel going, go, Big Cheesy, go. You can see that, right, Soupy? You can see GG over there. Go, that's my boy.
Where the cheese head?
Yeah. Walking out behind him to some old school 80s rap. Charles, you know what that's all about, don't you?
100%, Coach.
All right, real quick. Soupy, where can we find your stuff, sir?
bettingpros.com and fantasypros.com for all my fantasy football takes.
Charles, you give out the free picks on social sometimes, correct?
Basically almost every day, and we have a big weekend ahead, so I'm sure I'll have a little extras to go ahead and give out. They should be live.
You're damn right. I wish you guys had the access to Charles that I have, because it's amazing. And we're going to start doing something on Saturdays because MLS is his specialty. So we got to figure that out. I'm not working on Saturdays. I got my son. I'm his caddy. So I'm not working on Saturdays, but we're going to figure it out because all of you need those MLS picks. It's crazy how good you are in the MLS. DG, do you have a sport that you're as good as Charles is in the MLS or soccer?
No, definitely not. But we're all trying. That's the goal. But today, Coach, I do have the walks parlay. Looking at my model this morning, it was pretty cute. But it was looking at it, and it was looks very well today for the walks. And so we'll have a lot of plays out on the Twitter, Driving the Line community on Twitter. We'll make sure we post them in there. But I do want to say this would have been a great show for AB, and I know he's under the weather. But I miss the just random BS that he brings to it, and so I do want to give a shout out to AB for being under the weather. But man, you miss him when he's there because it's the randomness that he brings.
You're absolutely right. I hate when he's not on the show. He's burning it at both ends. That's why he's sick. If you guys knew how long it takes at home, just taking kind of the curtain away, to do shows the way that we do them, because I'm very, very demanding on production value, on sending picks in on time. We're preparing ourselves for the big time. And AB, we put a lot on his plate. And when you don't get enough sleep, and that's on me, so we're going to figure that stuff out. But all of you guys, the entire crew, the universe, we do this together, but we grind, and sometimes we grind too hard. So thank you for allowing us to do the show without AB, but that was well said, DG. Gentlemen, have a great weekend. We'll see you on Crew Exclusive. If you're not a premium member, you can see these three. A little more content for all you degenerates out there, posted in about 30 minutes. All right, producer man, thank you for my one shot. It is that time of the day for you to go out into the world and understand that the Howie Schwab Crew play of the day is this. Oh, we're laying 3.5 with the Orlando Magic. So we're all rooting together tonight for a Game 7. For the Magic to get it done. How about Banchero gets over 24.5 too? That'd be really, really nice. Be kind to one another. Be honest with each other. It's a busy weekend. Be careful out there on the roads and understand we've always got your back here 24/7, and we will continue to do that until the end of time. So with that being said, there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire crew, Limbo, the man from the Dirty Charles, best beard in the game, Soupy, man from Memphis, Tennessee, DG, never forget about it. Producer man, always behind the scenes, making the show look like $1 million. AB, get better. I'm your boy, the coach, just trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every day. 10 a.m. Eastern, right here at Driving the Line. Have a great weekend.